Based off of the climate that we are in this society, especially with the rise of the feminist movement and also the Me Too movement, young men like DeShawn Watson has really put themselves in a very bad situation. Whether the allegations is true or not, the court of public opinion has already lynched you. And based off of this society, especially with the media, especially the sports media and these talk shows on here, especially when they have women on here, you're already guilty. And it's up to you to prove to the world that you are innocent. But guess what? It's still not going to be enough. Because you are going to have to be emasculated and paraded around this society as you are a sexual predator or you are doing very bad harm to women, and you have to answer the call for it. And so I am going to play a clip I saw on First Take, and the commentator by the name of Molly Rose made a statement about DeShawn Watson. I knew it was just a matter of time before she makes a statement about this, because this is where we are. You are guilty before you are proven innocent in the court of public opinion, and this statement here is no exception to the rules. So I am going to play it, and after that I will comment on it.
NFL spokesperson Brian McCarthy said last week that the matter is under review pertaining to the league's personal conduct policy, and the Texans said in a statement that they would stay in close contact with the NFL during its investigation. Stephen A., before I kick things off to you, let me just say this quickly here. So I've been in sports since 2006. Before I came to ESPN, I don't know, I've been here 5 or 6 years now. I was at NFL Network for about 4 years. Huge NFL fan, followed it very closely all along. Given the seriousness and quantity of these allegations, we're talking 14 lawsuits, 24 total claims, we're only 10 days in. I personally, as a woman, would like to hear more from the NFL. The matter is under review is just simply not enough. I understand it is too early for findings. I understand there's a process, but based on the history, you need to show us that there's a real process taking place, a real investigation, some transparency, that you take these matters seriously. We've discussed this before. 6 years ago, the NFL brought in Lisa Friel and other women and created a committee. I mean, are these just talking points, or are these actual resources to address this behavior? This happened after the NFL failed women with the Ray Rice situation. So we have an opportunity here to be proactive rather than reactionary. And that's been the knock against the NFL. You can get in front of it, you can acknowledge it, you can condemn the behavior, and you can address it. And I want to take it one step further, and then obviously want you guys to react and what you think the NFL should do here. If I'm also the NFL, I'm putting DeShawn Watson on the commissioner's exempt list. I look at it this way: he's getting protected, he's getting paid, but he needs to lay low, and they need to deal with this. And when and if his name is cleared, then he can return. But when I'm saying 24 total claims against him, you can't have this man on a football field right now. Max, if this was you or this was you, Stephen A., you wouldn't be on First Take today. So address it, he can continue to get paid, and he can return when he clears his name. Again, an opportunity for the NFL to show that they respect women, they protect women. 47% of the NFL audience, that's nearly half, is women. So we support you, and we need to know that you support us.
So there you have it. This is where we are, where you're guilty, and you have to prove that you're innocent based off of these claims. And I have to disagree with damn near everything that she said. I'm going to be that guy. You're not going to hear men these days talk about stuff like this. A lot of them are trying to stay away from it because the Me Too movement and the feminist, globalist, and racial ideology has weighed people down. And I am not going to stop talking about it because this is where we are. She made a statement as a woman. She wants to hear more from the NFL because she feels like it's not enough. I don't know what more you can do. I don't know what more the NFL can do. They put these players into different programs when they come in the league about sexual assault and domestic violence. They suspend these players from 2 games to 6 games to the whole season, and they also dock them of their pay. But they do have the right. They do have the right to work, so they do get reinstated based off of the situation. And yes, other teams have called these players back to play because they bring productivity and they also bring things to their organization and their football team for them to excel and to win. And then she goes on, she says, you need to show real process and take it seriously. What person in this country today does not take it seriously when it comes to domestic violence, sexual assault, and allegations? Everyone takes these things seriously. Then she goes on and she says, the NFL failed women after the Ray Rice issue or situation. I disagree because Ray Rice was charged with 3rd-degree aggravated assault. The commissioner intentionally suspended Rice for 2 games, then suspended him indefinitely after the second video revealed. The domestic violence charges against Ray Rice was dismissed. Ray Rice appealed, and the arbitrator reinstated him. The judges dismissed domestic violence charges against Ray Rice. After he was reinstated, no other team picked him up, and he's been out of the league ever since. So the court of law, he was found not guilty. He paraded around different talk shows all over the country talking about domestic violence and how sorry he was, but it still wasn't good enough. And no other team picked him back up. So I don't know what the hell she was talking about on that issue. The NFL did what they were supposed to do. Then she talks about she wants the NFL to get in front of it. They've always been in front of it. They've done everything they could to help out. They donated millions and millions and millions of dollars for breast cancer awareness, domestic violence, and sexual assault programs for women all over the country. Then she states, if I was the NFL, thank goodness you're not. But I will continue. Once his name is cleared, he can return. So let me get this straight. He cannot go back on the football field based off of a claim. He cannot do his job based off of a claim. That's what you're telling me. But of course, that is because in the height of the Me Too movement, when all these women are trying to push their way into sports, everyone is all in their feelings, and men today can't say a damn word when it comes to truth and reality. Then she goes on and says, once his name is cleared, he can return because 24 claims he cannot be on the field. After these 24 claims, he should not be on the field. That's basically what she's saying. Once again, there are claims. It's not proven any guilt or innocence. These are just claims. So this man cannot be on the field based off of a claim. And we do not even know when, if there ever is going to be any trial. Man, I swear you can't. This is unbelievable. But I will continue on. So the next one, she talks about, if it was you, Max, or Stephen A., you would not be on First Take. I call that emasculation of the 2 men on the panel. We all know that ESPN is losing ratings, and those who do watch, breaking news to you, Molly, nobody is on First Take or watching First Take to watch you. They're there to hear the opinions of Stephen A. Smith and Max Kellerman. But of course, these gentlemen did not check her, nor will anyone on that network would check her, because this is where we are with the feminist movement, where the woman can say whatever the hell she wants and nobody will say anything about it. You know why? Because everybody wants to keep their job. And then she goes on and says, address it, he can get paid when his name is cleared. So this man cannot make no money until his name is cleared. This is where we are, man. This is where we are. You cannot make no money because you're being accused of sexual assault. And then she goes on and says the NFL needs to show that you respect women and you protect women. Newsflash. It is not the job of the NFL to protect and respect you. That is the job of your husband or your father. The NFL is not in the business of protecting and respecting women. They're in the business of entertainment. Now, if these gentlemen have done something wrong to women, then the court of law will seek them, that these women will get justice and they will go to court and trial for this situation. It is not the NFL's job to protect and respect you. Then she goes on and says, because 47% of women watch the NFL, we want to make sure we support you, so you should support us. Ma'am, let's just be clear here. The reason why 47% of you women watch the NFL is two things. Number one is because you want to be entertained, and two, you women like to look and glaze at these men in these tights banging against each other for your entertainment. That is it. They are there for entertainment, not for your personal opinions and feelings. So guys, I just needed to talk about this, man. You know, like I said, I wonder, do you have that same attitude when it comes to the WNBA and all their domestic violence issues? Yes, they got issues too, but I don't hear you guys talking about it. Like I said, the NFL don't need you. You need the NFL because that was what keeps you having a job, Molly. So guys, I just need to talk about it. It's unfortunate that this young man, DeShawn Watson, has found himself in a bad situation. But men, you need to understand that we are in a red alert when it comes to the attack on masculinity, especially attack on men. It is here in the full effect, and yes, there is a double standard when it comes to men and their situations than it is for women. You need to look up all the domestic violence going on in the WNBA. You will be shocked. But guys, I just need to talk about it. I will continue to keep talking about this DeShawn Watson, and I will have more videos on the way.